Okay, so I want to warn you, what I have in this box is a little offensive. And I really debated doing this because this is very off brand for me. I want to show you what's in here. But if you have kids around or it's just not your style, just know that it's not really my style too. This is from another era. And I just want to tell you this story. But so long story short, this month is the third month in a row I've made $300,000 with my business in a month, right? So we did 300,000, a little over 300,000, 300,000. So it's been incredible. When I first hit $100,000 months, which was 4 years ago, I told my sales team, I had a sales team at one point. I told my sales team, when we hit $300,000 months for 3 months in a row, we're going to all get a mug. That's what's in this box. That's what's on the mug that's offensive. So I just am warning you. And, my sales team was like a bunch of bros and stuff, right? So just a different vibe. And so I did not, when I made this promise and bought 10 mugs with this horrible thing on it, I did not anticipate that it was going to take me 4 years to hit this goal of 300,000 and that I wouldn't even have a sales team anymore when I finally hit that goal. So without further ado, I'm just going to take this horrible thing off. I'm so sorry, but this is really what this is a milestone of me finally hitting 300,000. And I've literally moved with these damn boxes. So here we go. It's just dreadful. It's just awful. It's so bad. But we had a saying in my company at the time, which is like balls to the wall, baby. And so it just meant like go all in, like we're going all in. And so I don't know, now I can drink out of a mug with these just horrible, horrible things on them. Oh my Lord. So there you have it. 300,000, 3 months in a row. I want to talk about something that's actually going to be very valuable to you. I want this video to be very valuable to you, right? Because you probably, you might be working to get your first $1,000 online. And so the way that my brain exploded when I was just getting started and I heard people making all this money, it's like, I don't even know, $300,000 that I didn't make a tenth of that in a year, right? I was so broke. And so I want to do two things, okay? I want to first and foremost give you one thing that I'm working on fixing myself that is also applicable to you, okay? So I'm going to quickly share my screen, and then I just want to show you something because I think it's just going to be really, really encouraging for you to see this, okay? So let me quickly share my screen here. Okay, so this is me as an entrepreneur. This is my exact journey, and this is what content creators will never tell you, okay? They just won't be honest about this typically. We're in year 12. And this year I'm projected to do 3.5 million based on I've hit $300,000 every month this year so far, I think, or at least 3 months in a row. And that projected out over 12-month period is 3.5 million. So first year though, my very first year, I only made $63. Then I made $350. And I want you to honestly answer the question. If you had been in business for 2 years and only made a total of $400 over that 2-year period, would you have quit? I think the honest answer for most of us is yes. And so I want you to know that if you're just in the getting started stage, it took me 3 years to make my first 1,000, right? So you can see here in year 3, I finally started slowly figuring out what I was doing. But you have to remember, this was 12 years ago, right? So this was like in 2013, 2012. And so social media was totally different. The information that you have access to is so much better now. Social media in general, like the ability for new people to get started is so much easier. So just because it took me that long doesn't mean it's going to take you literally 3 years to make your first $1,000. I would have killed to have videos like on YouTube, like the ones I put out or lots of great people put out. There just wasn't anything really like that because we were all figuring it out and everybody was blogging and Tumblring. Like that's a lot harder to monetize. And so, but however, I share this because I want you to do a gut check with yourself to say, hey, you know what? If I haven't made $1,000 yet, that's okay because I'm just getting started because I want you to like walk this journey with me. See how, okay, it's starting to stack up. In year 6, I had my first 6-figure year. Then in year 7, I tripled it. And then I tripled it again and hit $1 million. And then I was really plateaued. This is year 8 was the first year I bought these horrible mugs. Horrible. I was trying to hit to $300,000 months. And then it took me 4 years. I worked at that goal for 4 years and I finally just hit it 3 months ago. And so I share this really intentionally so that you can have encouragement, right? Because I don't want this to be one of those things where you have the wrong expectations because of scammy marketers who say, I started last month and made my first 7 figures in 30 days. Like, that's setting your expectations incorrect. So just see this journey and understand that these are Maria's real numbers. She's doing amazing now. $300,000 months as a content creator is incredible, but she didn't start that way at all. The other thing that I want you to see that you might like is this tool that I created for people who are working towards their first $1,000. Well, really, it's for all levels of business, but a lot of people who are in my world are working towards their first $1,000. And so what I did was I created this, I call it the Custom Business Coach on Demand tool. And so just super quickly to show you what this, I'll link to this in the description, but super quickly, like you can customize this with your numbers. So say the thing you're selling is like $97. It will help adjust. And then what it actually does is it populates based on the numbers you put on here. It will actually tell you different things that you should do to, sell your offer, what price point you should charge, the things you should be doing sales wise. And so I'll link that in the description. I think it's really helpful, especially if you're working towards your first 1,000, but really I built it for each one of these levels. So you can see here, the red correlate to getting to your first $1,000 a month. The orange is level 2, and that's where you're making over $5,000 a month, and so on until I literally share what I'm doing at the $300 per month level. So I just wanted you to see that. And then the other thing that I wanted you to see was the actual like video proof of the revenue. I guess I should have done that at the beginning. So this is May. We're in May. And it's not quite done with May. I'm leaving in a couple of days, so I can't do like the thorough income report that I usually do where I like share profit percentages. You can go watch other videos where I do that. I do it every single month, but I'm just leaving, so I have to do a more bird's eye view. But here's the thing I wanted to show you, because I want you to start thinking this way too. If I had started thinking this way, I would have made a lot. I would have broken my $300,000 plateau a lot sooner. You would have started making money more sooner. We all would have made more money sooner if I had figured this out. So I just started thinking in terms of daily revenue. So super easy math here. If you are trying to get your first $1,000 months, you need to be making $32 a day. Okay. So you need to start thinking in terms of, did my business make $32 today? And let me show you last month. Okay. Cause I like last month's better, and I'll show you why. Last month, I think, well, first of all, last month was a much better month revenue wise, but here's why. If you look through this chart, most days were much closer to the 10K day mark, right? Do you see how very few days here were actually lower than 10K days? Contrast that to this month. First of all, the month isn't quite over. We'll probably land, I don't know, like 340 maybe. Like 340, give or take. But you can see here how so many days fall short of that 10K line here. But then we have these weird anomalies where we have a $32,000 day, a $23,000 day, a $20,000. I don't like that. I would much rather have, I feel much more stable having many 10K days. And so what I'm starting to do is focus not on the overall monthly revenue. I'm actually focusing on my daily revenue target, which is $10,000 a day. And if you start to listen, I just started listening to, it was something totally different, but it was the CEO of this massive company. And he said something about we were losing like $2.5 million in daily revenue, right? Like something like that. Maybe it's $250,000 in daily revenue. I don't know. It was a lot of daily revenue. And he was thinking and he was speaking in terms of daily revenue. And I was like, oh, that's what I need to do. Instead of me being concerned about what I'm doing monthly, I need to build my systems and my automations up to the point where I'm bringing in $10,000 a day. And by the way, just in case you wonder how I make all this money, let me just go to my Instagram and show you. So this is my Instagram account. And then what I do is I will create reels, and then people comment the keyword, and then they'll get access to it. And then they have the option to buy a course. I have a lot of different courses. And so basically I create reels, and the reels create traffic, and the traffic goes to my checkout pages of my courses, and my courses make me sales. If you want to know how I do that, I'm not here to pitch at all, but I will just put the link in the description. You can get a coupon code, by the way. This is where I teach you how to do that. If you're all interested, that's not the point of this video, but I do have a course because I got some people asking me how to do that. I will link that in the description. But long story short, the 2 takeaways I want you to have are start focusing on your daily revenue, and then start thinking in terms of daily revenue. And then just remember that this is really, really a long journey. This is not something that happens quickly. And then people are always interested to know, if you made $315, how much did you profit? I tend to profit around 60%. This month, I think it's slightly less. So I have pulled in 313,000, and I think I have like 130 after all my taxes are paid, after everything is handled, all the business expenses are paid. Right now in my like distribution fund, I have $120,000 sitting there. So, and I think I'll probably have like 130 by the end of the month. So, let's say I make 340, I'll probably take home 130. So it's right around the 50% this month, slightly a little bit more, but I tend to do right around 63% profit margins. So there you have it. If you want to see how I typically do these monthly income reports, you can just watch. I have additional videos in this playlist, so you can check those out and see how I typically do them. I'm going to be visiting family for the next 2 weeks, but I wanted to get this done for you guys because I know you really enjoy them. Thank you so much, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.